Hey guys. Alright, so before I start the video, I know I'm going to have idiots in the comment section attacking me because I roasted Israel Adesanya. Let me go ahead and say this. This is not an Israel Adesanya hate video. Whenever I post these critical videos about these fighters, it's not because I have a hatred for them or I really dislike them. I make these videos because I am a fan of the sport. I never claimed to be an MMA expert. I never claimed to be any of these things. I am simply just a big fan of the sport, and I just like to talk about it with my boys. Anyway, let's hop straight into the video. So basically, our boy Israel Adesanya is kind of in hot waters right now because he is in desperate need of a dominant performance. If not a dominant performance, at least an exciting one. Because a lot of people have lost faith in Stylebender. Why? Because he hasn't been producing in the way that the company wants him to. The company really invests a lot of money in Israel Adesanya. The guy is always above stacked cards. He's always main eventing. Matter of fact, I don't think Israel Adesanya is going to have a place on a card that is not the main event anytime soon, unless he somehow loses the belt or he just loses a lot of stock. But that's going to be the point of the video. Is he losing a lot of stock? And why do people just not find him exciting anymore? So this is the part where I gotta roast our boy, because it's Israel Adesanya's fault why he's not exciting anymore. And before people say, oh my gosh, Israel always fought like this, no, he really didn't. Whenever you look at the Kelvin Gastelum performance, he went for Gastelum. Early he got rocked, yes, but then it's like after he got hit, he went for Kelvin Gastelum. And then it's like after his fight with Robert Whittaker, it's like something changed. Once he got the belt, he stopped going for his opponents. When I say go, he never just went headhunting or went and just tried to knock the opponent out. He's always had that line, I don't throw and hope, I aim and fire. But what I mean is that he stopped looking for the knockout. He stopped looking for the finish. He simply just coasts now. And he simply, to put it more simple for you guys, he leg kicks at range, jabs, and runs away. That is how he fights now. And it is very disappointing. Do you guys remember the Israel Adesanya hype? That was something that was only seen in the Conor McGregor hype. I mean, seriously, so many people were excited to see this man fight. Whenever, I believe it was UFC 235 or 234, one of the two, when it was Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier as the main event, people were upset that Adesanya wasn't the main event over Holloway and Dustin Poirier, because arguably, even at that time, he was a bigger star. And due to the numbers and due to the sales, was due to Dustin Poirier, or sorry, Max Holloway and Israel Adesanya. Mostly being Adesanya is what people thought. And Israel was so hyped, was so big, that he basically sold that card with Robert Whittaker, the first title fight, on his own. And after that Robert Whittaker knockout, he became a bona fide superstar. And then all of a sudden, this dude hit a brick wall. He fought Yoel Romero, which a lot of people anticipated. I remember I was so excited for that fight. So excited for it. Just to see Israel Adesanya get landed on once and simply skate around the ring, not wanting to engage with the hands. And he just leg kicked at range. The crowd was booing him. It was a horrendous scene. I feel bad for everybody who paid tickets for that. At least they got to see Weili Zhang versus Joanna Jędrzejczyk under that, but man, I feel bad for people who really showed up for that main event, because the fighters themselves didn't show up for the main event. And that is what's very disappointing, because pretty much after that, Israel Adesanya stopped fighting in a way to please the fans, which, okay, you never should fight to please the fans only. You should fight to win, because it is a sport after all. But Israel Adesanya fights to coast. I mean, he has a very, I have to give him some compliments in this and not just roast him. He has a very hard style to penetrate. The guy jabs, sticks, and moves, and you just can't get in on him. That's not his fault. That's actually smart. But the thing is that he doesn't offer anything in terms of offense except body kicks and leg kicks at range and maybe a jab here and there. Now, the Paulo Costa fight was very exciting. And simply, Adesanya even says he waits. He's the champ. Come take the belt off him, when really it's like, dude, don't you want to like display your dominance? Don't you want to like, you know, go out there and make a statement and brutally finish the guy? Now, in the Derek Brunson fight, he went for Derek Brunson, defended all the takedowns, rocked him, and went and finished him. And in other fights, he rocks opponents and just simply stands there and looks at him and maybe throws a leg kick. That's very frustrating to watch, and I'm not going to lie. That is very frustrating to watch. Now, Adesanya is once again on top of another very stacked UFC card, and he is the least anticipated matchup on the card, I can arguably say. That's not good. That's not good, especially when the company is paying you the way that they're paying you. And the fans are commenting under Instagram posts saying, oh my gosh, I can't wait for the Israel Adesanya fight. I can't wait to see him leg kick at range and run away. That's not good. Jared Cannonier also doesn't really offer much in terms of threats besides big knockout power to Israel Adesanya in leg kicks. I'm just being real. So if Israel Adesanya, if Israel Adesanya decides to fight in his typical style that he's been fighting in lately, I mean, I just don't see how he's not going to be successful against Jared Cannonier, especially Jared Cannonier, who kind of plods and he doesn't really have explosive ways to move in to catch Israel Adesanya and really catch him off guard without Izzy seeing it coming from a mile away and simply darting out the way. Not to mention Adesanya has a huge reach advantage and a huge height advantage, which is in most of his fights. The only thing Cannonier really has is that giant power and the fact that he's actually a decent striker and he can land. I do believe that he's going to land on Adesanya. He's going to land big, because I do think that Izzy can finish Jared Cannonier if he tries to. But if he just simply looks to jab and not engage with the hands and just simply run away, then it's just going to go to another decision. And the fans are going to be disappointed in him once again. Why he fights like this, I don't know what changed. He just simply just doesn't look for it no more. But I can see Jared Cannonier kind of getting too reckless, and then Israel actually looks to counter and possibly puts him out. But, I mean, Jared Cannonier is kind of safe. He has good defense, so I don't see him just opening up too much to get caught. I just think Izzy's going to leg kick him, body kick him, jab him, and use his footwork to get away. I'm excited for it simply because I'm an MMA fan. But, man, the casual fans really believe in Adesanya, and he's been letting them down lately. So we'll see what's going to happen. Maybe he comes out and he's like, because he's been talking crazy, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to show off and I'm going to do this. Yeah, bro, we'll see. We'll see. But I want to know what you guys think. It's been your boy Trippy, and I'm out, man.